What is up, traders? I want to go over with you today some of the nuances of this Bookmap chart and how I used this Bookmap chart to trade this stock for $1,000. So this was actually the day that I had yesterday. I made $1,076 and it was all on this one stock and it was all on this one move. So I want to go over a couple of things with you. I want to go over one, how did I even find this stock in the first place? How can you find stocks that can give you these kind of opportunities? Second, we're going to look at the Bookmap and how I use the Bookmap to generate kind of a trade idea by identifying the liquidity levels, identifying that buying demand. And then lastly, we're going to take a look at the actual execution of the trade. So I have a couple clips from TradeStation that I will show you there. I think seeing this whole process will be very educational for not only beginner traders, but more intermediate or advanced traders as well. So stick with me. I hope you enjoy it. So step number one, how do we find the stocks that can make these massive moves? Many people call them momentum stocks. I'm going to show you this particular stock was identified in pre-market. So I already knew that this one had potential in the pre-market. And to do this, I'm using the diptraders.net scanner. So this is free to use. And actually one of the default filters is the low float gap ups. So this is what I use during pre-market to identify which stocks have potential at the open. And I just create a watch list of those going to the open. Once we open, I flip over to a high of day momentum scan. And this scan is going to look at a couple of things: current price, percent change, the amount of volume traded in 1 minute, the total volume on the stock, the 1 minute capital, so the amount of capital traded in 1 minute, as well as the intraday range. I only want to see stocks that are trading in the top 30% of their daily range. So I've created a link to this scan. I'm going to post that link in the description below, and that'll take you right to this particular scan. So before I pop over to the Bookmap, I want to take a quick look at the chart. And just this was the pre-market action right here. And then as we go into the open, I want you to just take a look at the volume that was traded in that first 1 minute candle. So the volume on that first 1 minute candle was about 1 million shares, and we just grew from there. So anytime we're looking for a move of this magnitude, volume is going to be the first thing that we look for. So we clearly see that the stock has volume, it has interest, but how do we translate that interest into a trade idea? So I'm going to flip over to Bookmap and show you how I do that. Okay, so here we are on the open, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to expand my Bookmap. I want to see more prices above. I want to get an idea of what is a large order, what's a large seller, what's a large buyer look like. So as we continue upwards, I notice that there are large blocks of orders. I call these order blocks, basically blocks of orders that are entered at the same time that cover multiple prices. So this is an order block. There was actually a block put in from 280 all the way down to 275. Now, the thicker the order block, obviously the better, and the darker color the order block, the red of the order block, the better as well. This one is a little light, but still I can tell that buyers are interested in this stock. Now, the real trade idea comes as we get up here. There's another kind of order block that's entered here. There's a massive buyer that comes into the book, and you can see that by this red block right here. So this block right here, as you can see over here, is about 82,000 shares. Now, we hadn't seen an order of this magnitude yet. And not only is it an order of 82,000 shares, but we have a thick order block below it. So really from 295 all the way down to 285, we have heavy buying pressure. And this is something, as a stock has momentum, when we see heavy buying pressure as the price is going up, that is a great indication that the price is going to continue to go up. Now, this level gives us a great level to risk off of with very tight risk. So as you can see, the price traded into this level, and we could actually bought, in fact I bought 1 cent above this level, and my risk was this level. If I saw sellers selling hard into this particular price, I would have sold my shares and I would have taken a 1 cent loss. However, as you can see, the move that originated off of just this order block. Now, I have a couple other Bookmap videos on the site where I go over different Bookmap concepts, and if you do find Bookmap helpful, you think you want to use it in your trading, I have a referral link in the description below. If you use it, it helps me out, it helps the channel out. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, I'm going to flip over to TradeStation and I'm going to show you the actual execution that I made off of this order block. Now, before I start the clip, just for some context, you can see that the stock was up crazy at this point, and you're thinking, well, if I buy here, I'm clearly chasing. But Bookmap has given us a very defined risk level. We know that there are buyers from 295 to 285, and remember that big buyer is going to show up right at 295. So I'm going to play the clip in about 10 seconds. I think you're going to see the order. Before I play the clip, though, over here with where my cursor is, this is called the price ladder. So I can see how many buyers are on the bid. I can see how many sellers are on the ask. And then I can also see the current buying pressure that's going through the market. So if there's a lot of sellers selling on the bid, you're going to see red. If there's a lot of buyers buying on the ask, you're going to see green. So keep that in mind as I play this clip. So 295 is where we're going to see that show up. And I think as soon as that order shows up, you're going to see me buy instantly with 4,000 shares. And you can see that order there. There it is at 294. So sorry, it was actually 294. And I'm in instantly. That was a massive, massive order, one that we hadn't really seen yet. So I partialed out a couple shares there. And I want to hold this core for a larger move. And I think I made a mistake here. I saw this bid that was also larger, 200 and 300 shares there. That's actually multiplied by 100, so it's about 30,000 shares. And as it looked like we were going to break, I got out. Now, I made the mistake right there of not getting back in. I wanted to see that it would hold for just a brief second, and it did, and I didn't get back in. And I had an opportunity to get in at 296, where I would have risked 2 cents. And I was being a little greedy. So I never got the chance to enter a second time. And as you can see, what happened, it just kind of ripped, and it went without me. Now, if I fast forward the clip here, I do actually get an entry, I think down at 312, and this was off another larger order that I saw at 313. So I'm doing the same thing. We've got that momentum. I'm going to hop in right there at 314, and now I'm going to ride this out. So I just partialed out a little bit. I'm still holding 850 shares for a big squeeze, and I'm going to flip over to my quantity here. I think I'm going to take out 200 at a time as it cranks upwards. And I know that this is going parabolic at this point. Any shorts that were in this thing, they are being forced to cover right now because it's going parabolic. So I'm just partialing out 250 shares bit by bit, and you're going to see that we're going to get one last big pop from this thing. And mind you, that large order that we saw below, that was at 295 or 294. So we're now up 40 cents in the matter of a couple seconds. There we are, 50 cents. So this was an absolute crazy play. Now, I do want to caveat this by saying these types of plays do not come around every day. This is a once every few weeks, once every month type deal. And when they come around, you really got to be aggressive on them. I kind of missed the boat on this. I missed the whole 20 cents there at the beginning. But regardless, still got a decent trade off of 313. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this content, please let me know in the comments, like the video, and I will try to post more of it. With that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video.